Hello, my name is Peter Ruckel. My banner ID is 01568495. I haven't collaborated with any other student in making this. And okay, firstly, my categorical variable and quantitative variable that I chose for this video number 3 is I chose GPA and I chose city. So the city was the categorical because it's best described in a category rather than quantitative, which is the GPA, because it's actual numbers that you can assign to each. Well, basically, yeah, they're numbers versus the city, which I chose. It's a category of city. Okay, so firstly, we'll look at the the graphs for the categorical, which was the pie chart and the bar graph. So unfortunately, I've got a bunch of these open. Okay, so I have these graphs here. I'll show you how to make them. The pie chart and the bar graph. And the pie chart, I believe, is actually easier to read than the bar graph, just because the colors and the separation, and plus it tells you the actual values over here. Whereas on this, even if you blow it up for the bar chart, it's not as exact. Of course, you can just pull your cursor over and look, but I just prefer the bar chart. I mean the pie graph. Okay, so if you want to graph these, you go over to graph, pie chart, and then I did with data. Then I clicked on GPA because that was the city because that was the categorical. I did percent of total rather than count. It was just a preference. You don't have to do it that way. We can do count actually. Okay, and then that's all we really needed. So compute, and then that's it. So it pops up just like that, and then it shows you the count, right? So how many, the frequency of each one. Okay, so close that. I'll close this. So the bar chart was similar, just right here, bar plot with data, and then just click on city, and that's pretty much it. Split bar. Oh wait, no, not split bar. Oh yeah, it's fine. Compute. That's all. Easy. Okay, sorry. So GPA was the quantitative, right? And then we had to do a few more graphs for that. 3 graphs for that one. The stem and leaf. GPA. This was a little bit absurd because of the mass amount of numbers, but you can see. So 0, the GPA scale is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then all the numbers down here, you can tell it goes really far. Okay, and that was mostly the 3s right there. So, and then you can see 4.0, all the zeros. We also had to graph the box plot, so GPA again. Plot groups for each column. Draw horizontally. Compute. Okay, and this is actually where you can find these values, the 5-point values. So the IQR is 0.97. The Q1 and Q3, which was that's basically when you take the median, right, which is 2.9, and it's kind of like finding the median of the median, if that's how you want to say it. So for Q1, the median of the median, or quartile 1, is the first quarter. So you take the median, which is half, and then you take half of that on the lower side, then you take half that on the plus side, which gives you the first quartile and second quartile. So basically it's like 0, first quartile, and then median, then third quartile, and then max, which is 4 for GPA. And then lastly was the dot plot. This is GPA. Point size I did 1 just because there's so many. Compute. Okay, go ahead. And then again, I wrote frequency on the other one here for the y-axis. I had to write frequency just because this, when you display this chart, it says GPA is here, but you want to know that it's frequency of how often the GPA was listed. So 4.0 is here, right, and you can see all the little dots to describe the frequencies of GPAs. So that was that. And then finally, the last few things we had to look at were the standard deviation and range. So range was 4 for GPA, meaning the lowest you get was 0, and the maximum you could have was a 4. And then standard deviation was about 0.767. And what that means is, what does that mean again? Oh, come on. Got to the end of the video and I forget what that means. Well, maybe I'll make a new video. Okay.